Good morrow to you all. You have fallen on bad times.
Brought to you by the Royal Holloway Shakespeare Society.
You join me, Theo Dudridge.
And me, Subhan Haye, as we bear some bardy truths.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Bar Times. This is a very special episode because this is about a play that we've been directing, that we've been preparing, which is coming on the 6th and 7th of November, so that's very soon. Tickets will be on sale soon. And I've got Kate and Bianca from the play, the lovely Lynne and Adonia. Would you like to introduce yourselves, Lynne?
Hi, I'm Lynne and I'm playing Kate in A Sly Taming.
And Bianca?
Hi, I'm Adonia and I'm playing Bianca in A Sly Taming.
Amazing. So first thing I want to ask is, what was it like auditioning for the play?
Would you like to go first?
Of course, yeah. I'm a first year, so I very much got thrown in at the deep end. Within 24 hours of arriving here, they were like, "Oh, Shakespeare Sock are holding auditions next week. Are you auditioning?" And I went, "Yeah, I guess I am then." So, yeah, it was quite interesting. At first it was kind of a bit of a, "Oh, what am I doing?" And then, yeah, it was really good. Everyone was really helpful that I spoke to and gave me loads of pointers. And actually going in there, having like the text with you, that was really comforting. After 3 years of not being on stage after quite a long hiatus, it was a really nice process and everyone involved was just so lovely. Yeah, I had a really fun time auditioning and usually it's quite stressful, so...
What about you, Adonia?
Well, this was actually the first play that I've properly auditioned for, so I was kind of nervous before doing it, but it was amazing. It was really it was very fun, and I would say that the audition went well.
I mean, you got the role. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say the audition went well. Yeah, but I'm just glad that I got the role. I wasn't sure which role I would get, but I'm just really happy that I got Bianca. So.
Amazing. So then you talked about that you had past experiences, you've been on the stage before. What were you in before?
Oh gosh, what haven't I been in?
Oh.
Basically, I come from a family of actors, so I practically was born just on the stage. So I've been in and out of drama schools since I was like 2 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, so I've been in quite a bit. Yeah, so I've been in quite a few different things, but I kind of let the ball drop after I had some health-related issues, so I haven't really been in anything for 3 years, but I used to run a Shakespeare Society at a previous uni I was at, so I have some experience, but because of COVID we weren't on stage or anything. We did a lot of Zoom productions, and as I'm sure everyone here was doing as well. So yeah, it's nice to actually be back on stage.
Awesome. I'm intrigued. Was there anything in particular? I mean, it could have been the case that you just wanted to be in something, both of you. But was there anything in particular that brought you to this production? It could have just been that you just wanted to be in.
Honestly, I would have to say the people. It was partially Victoria, my housemate, convincing me to audition for it, but also the fact that I don't know, everybody in the society was just very welcoming and lovely, so I was like, you know what, might as well just make this my first audition. If I get in, cool. If I don't get in, cool. Like, I might just, but I'm just really glad that I got in altogether, and yeah, the whole, the rehearsals are going really well, and I will definitely, I have to say that I'm really enjoying it.
Oh, thank you. And this is Vicky, as in our treasurer, Vicky.
Yeah.
Vicky Green Armitage, right, who's playing Biondella. And what about you then? What brought you to this?
It was very much the same. I mean, the very first night I moved here, I went to the pub with Shakespeare Society, and it was our lovely Kate who introduced me to Subhan.
Oh.
And I remember the first thing you said to me is, "Oh, you like Shakespeare? What do you think of Taming the Shrew?" And I said to you outright, I went, "Oh my god, I hate it so much."
Yeah.
And you were like, "Oh, you want to audition then?"
Oh, was that me? Oh god.
Yeah, and I went, "You know what? This seems like you explained the Sly Taming to me," and I went,
Yeah.
"I'm intrigued."
I feel like a lot of people I've talked to, I was like, "We're doing Taming the Shrew," and they've gone, "Oh no."
Yeah.
But then I've said, no, we're doing it this way. I think I've told this millions of times, but I might as well have it on record. So I was the shadow director for Hamlet, which is the play before the last play, so before Measure for Measure. And both of the directors, Kate and Eleanor Rutter, I asked them what their favourite play is from Shakespeare, and they said Taming of the Shrew. And so I was like instantly, you know what, I'm gonna do that play for them. And I'd only researched what the first half of the play was. So like the whole Catherine. So I was like, okay, Catherine's a really cool character. I get why they like her. And then when I actually put myself forward to direct it, I was learning about the trauma and the abuse and the rest of the play. And I was like, oh, what have I got myself into? So I had to sit down and be like, how do I make this not problematic? So I'd like to think I've done that, but let's see how it goes. But yeah. So rehearsals and all that, how's that been for you guys?
Intense in the best possible way. I mean...
Yeah?
I mean, it's... I'd love to say that our cast is, like, one of the best casts I've ever been in.
Oh,
like, cast and crew.
You guys are all amazing.
Honestly, not only is everyone incredibly talented, they're just an absolute joy to work with. It's like, I talk to my housemates whenever I come home for rehearsals, and they're like, you're there 4 hours a night every single night. And I'm like...
Doesn't feel like it.
It doesn't feel like it at all. I'd spend more if I could.
Oh.
Yeah, me too. It just sort of becomes your life, but it's a good thing.
The second you get home, you're like, I was there for 4 hours. Do you know what I mean?
You just realize the amount of time that you're spending rehearsing.
Yeah, when you're making pasta at 11 o'clock at night, just like, this is my first meal of the day.
No, that really hits different.
But no, it's been an absolute joy, and especially being a first year as well, coming to a new university after COVID, and kind of, especially I've come from a different university as well, coming and having no friends for a second time in a row. It's been so nice to sort of have like a captive audience to try and befriend, and we're like a little family really. That's kind of our little in-joke, is our family dynamic. But
I feel that as well.
Yeah. How you felt in the rehearsals then?
I have to say that I don't think I've ever really felt properly at home with a group of people, if that makes sense. We're I just feel like it's something that I will definitely be doing from now on. I want to get more into acting, and for first, this is just fabulous. You guys are all amazing.
Have you not acted before?
I have acted before, but I have not auditioned for anything before. So I've mainly, I've just studied acting here and there because I did GCSE drama, and then I study liberal arts, but I've done a drama module every year. So I've done theatre and text in first year. Second year I did this theatre and philosophy module, and this year they didn't allow me to do any drama modules, but I'm doing this now, so who cares?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about learning, learning is an important thing to me when it comes to Shakespeare, and I think personally I've learned more about any Shakespeare play from directing it than I've ever studied it, and it just makes me question, why do we slam Macbeth onto the tables of children and go, read it?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have the wrong people teaching them. Yeah. You're supposed to be acting that out and having fun.
I'm sure there are schools out there who must have, been like, let's put on a production of Macbeth so that you can learn it. I just feel like not enough.
Not enough schools do that.
Yeah. This is like my area of research. This is what I'm really interested in. It's Shakespeare and pedagogy. So it's it's really interesting to hear from perspectives of people who don't necessarily study this kind of thing and see how you engage with it, because what I eventually want to do is look into how younger children engage with Shakespeare, because I had a very, very positive upbringing around Shakespeare, and it's really impacted my life in a positive way. And I think you can learn so much about humanity from literature, especially Shakespeare, because it's so well preserved. So yeah, I think it's really, really important to engage in the right ways, because we understand what's going on and it's fun.
Yeah.
And I mean, Taming is not the most pleasant play to find fun.
No, this variation is the way.
Well, to act for.
You did the right thing with it, Subhan.
Oh, thank you so much. It means a lot. I hope so. I hope the audience feels the same. But you mentioned, I think, pedagogy?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Education, how we teach things to other people. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know about that word.
Yeah.
Okay.
You learn new things every day.
Pedagogical.
When I was preparing this, so I realised there's traditionalist people, people who prefer Shakespeare to be shown the way it was back when Shakespeare was alive. And then there's people like me who sort of look at Shakespeare and go, change everything. What do you prefer? What do you guys think? Do you think Shakespeare is something that we should change to make it better to understand now, or should we just do it traditionally?
I feel like adding a bit of a spin on it is a really good idea, especially considering, well, the fact that times have changed. So I do think that it's suitable to adapt a piece. I mean, like, only if you're not completely changing it. But no, I do think it's a good idea. And you also get, like, a lot more, I'd say, younger people and different types of audiences that are interested in it, rather than just the people that want to see the traditional Shakespeare piece. So yeah, no, I think that it's a good idea to, switch things up a bit.
Yeah? What about you, Lynne?
I think there's value in both, really. I think I can see from a historical standpoint of, like, preserving what it was, but also because Shakespeare has so many musings on humanity and what it is to be human, I think so much is translatable into nowadays, and you can learn so much from you just have to look at any sort of practitioners. Like Brecht took Shakespeare, he took Marlowe, and he went, right, how do I turn this into a teaching moment? So yeah, I think taking these very familiar, because I mean Shakespeare through social osmosis has kind of become so ingrained within society that these stories are so universal to us now, and we can use those to teach very, very specific messages. I mean, you did an amazing academic workshop on this not that long ago.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, talking about that, like, you're talking about how Shakespeare is universal and all that, and I think I talked about Harold Bloom in my academic workshop, who says that Shakespeare invented us. Why do you think that Shakespeare is so universal?
I think because of the way that his works have been sort of documented, not many writers before Shakespeare had so much of their work collected, and I think that goes to show something about the way people connected with his work, and the fact that the things that he writes about can apply to so many different people. I mean, they were trying to get the biggest audience, like, numbers they could get, so he was obviously trying to appeal to very different people and a wide audience. So I think his observations of just what it is to be human and how we feel and think as human beings is so just uniquely his, and then people from then have been able to springboard off it, but really documenting those thoughts and feelings in that way on stage in a literary form had really not been explored in that real way before.
Awesome. Anything to add, Adonia?
No, I just that was a very good interpretation. Like, that was just
Thank you guys.
I'd ask then, is there anything that you guys have learned with your time at A Sly Taming that you didn't know before? Maybe about yourselves, maybe about acting, anything. Any valuable thing you can take away from your time?
I think for me, what I was struggling with when I first came into this as a project was I haven't ever performed a full Shakespeare play before, let alone as a lead role either. So I've done little bits where I've been in the background, I've played mainly background characters, but at first I was like, I've very much had bad, like, cognitive issues and, like, memory problems in the last couple of years especially, and because I've been on hiatus from the stage for quite a while now, it really was oh crumbs, can I actually remember all of my lines? But because of how intensive our rehearsals are and how many hours we put in over such a short amount of time, it's actually become incredibly easy. I mean, you've seen me pacing in the corridor whilst you guys are all running scenes doing this one monologue, and yeah, I mean, I've committed that to memory in what, 2 rehearsals of you guys going over scenes I'm not in.
No, it's been inspirational seeing you because I have the same problem. Like, I've not acted before, but I'm hoping to soon.
Absolutely.
And I'm like looking at you guys like, oh, you guys can do it. I should be able to memorize lines as well. So yeah, I mean, it's been great seeing you guys grow. What about you, Adonia?
Well, I have quite bad anxiety, so I had never performed anything in person, if that makes sense. Well, I have for while I was studying drama, but I've never done any extracurricular things. Apart from 2 audio dramas last year, one in which I wasn't part of, I was an editor, and the other one which was an audiobook for the Drama Society. They did The Little Prince. And we each recorded 1 chapter, so that was quite nice. But no, I was kind of hesitant to do something in person because it was quite new to me, and also the fact that, you know, we were performing an entire play was just like, wow, it was overwhelming, but in a good way. And yeah, no, one thing that I would say I've really taken away from this is I think like the confidence to perform in person and, you know, like just be able to put my all into something, like working with other people, and like we're all working to do something big, and yeah, it's just great.
Awesome. I mean, it's a similar thing for me. Like, I've spent my life saying, I want to be a director, and now that I've sort of done it now, it's sort of like, now what? But now I can sort of, if I ever have like these moments where my mind goes, you're not good enough, I can be like, no, I am. You know what I mean? And you guys can do that too, because I look at you guys, I'm like, yo, you guys, you've performed a whole Shakespearean play.
Well, thanks to you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh my god. But no, well, thanks to you guys, because you guys have been such an amazing cast. And
Let's
so
all shake
supportive.
hands and thank each other.
We are shaking hands
Yes,
right
we are
now.
shaking hands.
Yes.
But yeah, we're just so lucky to have such an amazingly talented cast and crew. It's really been the whole difference, hasn't it?
Yeah. So now that, well, this show is next weekend, and I hope that you'll come along and watch it.
Yes,
But
please do.
Please, could you come along? But after this show's over, what are you guys planning on doing?
Auditioning for another show.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I think I might actually think about going into crew, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh,
Next.
that's cool.
Maybe. We'll see. I think I need a break from line learning after that monologue.
What would you do for crew?
I was just gonna ask that.
Ross? Yeah.
I don't know yet. I'll see where they'll take me. Yeah.
Awesome. Music.
Who
Okay.
knows?
Amazing.
I've heard publicity is quite cool.
I think you should.
I was
definitely
thinking
do
about
publicity.
doing publicity because
Yeah,
someone's
you
just
can
asked
do
me
it.
before, so I will either do publicity or audition for something or both, depending on the amount of time
It's
that I
hard
have. But
because you're so good at acting, but you're also so good at drawing. No, you guys,
no,
check
I
out
I just
Adonia's
really love
performance.
the arts.
Yeah.
I love the arts, you
Yeah.
guys.
That's what we live for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm just so I love you guys so much.
Oh,
Honestly.
it's just a podcast of us just.
Yeah,
we love
I
each
just
other.
have to spread the love.
No, if this entire podcast was just our whole cast and crew, it'd be, oh, I love you guys. Oh, I love you guys.
We gotta get Max on at some point.
Oh, we
Catherine!
will. Catherine!
But yeah,
Subhan, what's your favourite memory of directing Taming?
I mean, there's been so many. One, I really like the Auction of Promises.
You are the best auctioneer I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that's what it's called, auctioneer. I did it and I was like, I want to be an auctioneer.
That's a job
now.
for you, Subhan. You'd
Yeah.
be a good auctioneer.
It was just so good, and like getting to perform Tiger Hologram with Max.
Oh.
It was just so. Because here's the thing, I don't want to admit this, but like when I was writing this, I had fantasies of like whoever the lead would be, I would perform it with, and it actually happened. I was like,
It did, and it was
brilliant.
amazing. It was a
Yeah.
very good night.
I don't think fantasy is the right word, but
You just have fantasies of Subhan.
I would
and Max.
fantasize.
Oh god, we're not going there.
But also I did I genuinely was gonna say it. I did enjoy when Max when you jumped on Max's bag and you just forgot that you were there and you just went, let me get my script, and you just
Oh my god, my life flashed before my eyes. I locked eyes with Jack across the room, who's the fight choreographer. I was like, save me!
I also loved it, and maybe spoilers, I don't know, come and see the play. But when you choked Max, and his performance was so good that Theo was like, are you okay? Like, Theo thought you actually choked.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
I love that. Adonia, what are your favourite parts?
Oh, this is such a hard question. I feel like one of my favorite bits is when we were learning the fight choreography, and we were just all over the place, like, what do we do now? How do we do this? And we were choking each other, and
no, not actually.
Not in a weird
Sisterly
way. Yeah,
love.
not actually. Sisterly love. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But no, I love how we had to do everything safely,
Yeah.
but at the same time be super violent. Very intense.
Yeah.
What about you, Lynne? Any particular
Oh my
favourite
God.
moments?
Okay. I think my favourite memory was the very, very first time we ran Act 2, Scene 1.
Oh.
That same night, it was, but it was later that night, and it's the day that Max had printed his script. Okay, so I don't think I've ever felt more in character than the half hour it took Max to re-put his script back together in order every single time he flipped a page.
Oh.
And I think that's the first time I actually worked with Max.
We can make this whole segment about how Max is disorganized, because I've just got a message from him.
Oh no!
He's made a second Facebook account.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
If only Max was here today.
If only Max was there.
Honestly.
He sent me a friend request. I was so offended a few minutes. I was like, are you only just becoming my friend? But then he sent me a message saying, oh, this is my second account. Can you send me the timetable?
Wow.
Yeah, amazing. That's our lead, guys.
Yeah.
He is a Chris Sly.
But yeah, I feel like because that was my very first introduction to, like, you know, when you're working, when you're like, it's not, I don't want to say it's like a coupley lead, because that's very not the dynamic of Kate and Petruchio. But
you
know,
in real life have a sort of like it's like it's really good dynamic.
Yeah, we've got me, Kate, and Max got a nice little dynamic going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's my first time working with Max, and sometimes that can be quite anxious working with like a new person that you're playing against, and it just. I nearly could have killed him that day. Just him with the script. I was like, oh,
because
I understand how Kate feels. It's cool.
I think it was either me or Jack. Jack was like, leave it. When did you get this printed? It was like today. And it was like, you idiot. Anyway.
I believe that the one thing that what was it? Jack said something so funny. He was like, just print it again. Just print it again.
I think
Max.
I said that too. I was like, just print it again, man. So no, it's a waste of paper, but
it's a waste of money, man.
the Royal Holloway Shakespeare Society does not condone the wasting of paper.
No, recycle, kids.
Recycle. We could have recycled it, but anyway. Yeah, I think his script is still unorganized.
No, it's still that act. It's still Act 2, Scene 1. It's one page is backwards.
To be
and
fair.
every time, it's just, I'll say my line and he'll go, oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're on his back. Oh, sorry.
No, it'll drop me again.
Yeah. The thing is, you guys are doing so much in that scene, you can't really read the script anyway.
No, and I feel like I had an unfair advantage as well, because I did that in like the workshop we did.
Mm-hmm.
So I already half knew it. And we did it in the auditions.
Uh-huh.
And so I sort of knew that scene, because I'm very good with duologues, not very good with monologues.
Mm.
So I kind of had it.
Oh, we did do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, just to make this interesting, what was it like auditioning when your director is on a laptop? So, for context, guys, I was so ill because Freshers Flu. So, when the auditions happened, I was just a face in the laptop. What was that? What was that like?
Dude, I went way out of frame. I was out of shot.
I couldn't
I'm not
see
sure
you.
if you saw, but
Yeah.
I think halfway through my monologue, I just ended up going all the way to the left. And I realized this later, and I was like, wait, he can't see me anymore.
I was a bit like, but I was just a face in the screen. But what about you then?
Yeah, I think I just got caught up, and I was like, shit. I was like, oh no, my director is on the screen, I have to get back.
I mean, I felt like I had a sort of unfair advantage, because literally a week before we'd done like a monologue and duologue workshop, and you were there in person.
So I'd seen,
So I was like, you've seen me act, and it was kind of just about impressing everyone else on the panel. I was like, Subhan knows what I can do. But yeah, I feel like it was more interesting the second time around when I was really ill in the Petruchio.
And you still came.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We just sat in the
That's
library for
dedication.
4 hours and I was just deathly ill. I remember Theo calling me being like, so can you come later? And I was like, I don't know if I can get out of bed. But yeah, that was rewarding. That was a really interesting experience, I must say.
I mean, thank you for coming.
No, I've had a great time.
Wouldn't be the same without you.
Alright, it was amazing having you two on this podcast, and I hope that you guys go on to audition and I can't wait to see what you guys do in other productions, and I can't wait to see what you do in this production. Please do buy tickets, they'll be out soon, and this is for 6th and 7th of November. Thank you very much for listening to this episode.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us, Subhan. Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Bard Times. And not in the words of the bard, I am ashamed that women should kneel for peace when they should stand for war.